We're about to embark on a journey of understanding and respect. We're talking travel, but not just any travel that's inclusive and sensitive to the needs of everyone, especially those with disabilities. Now, I know what you're thinking. Travel etiquette sounds boring. But trust me on this one. This isn't about being politically correct. It's about being a decent human being. It's about recognizing that everyone deserves to experience the joy of travel, regardless of their physical abilities. So buckle up, get your virtual passports ready, and let's dive into the world of respectful travel etiquette for people with disabilities. All right, first things first. Let's talk about communication. It's all about respect, right? Just like you wouldn't interrupt someone in the middle of a conversation, don't interrupt someone who's using a sign language interpreter. Let them finish their conversation. And please, I beg you, don't treat people with disabilities like children. They're adults with experiences, thoughts, and feelings, just like you and me. Talk to them directly, not over them to their companion. Now let's talk about personal space. We all have that invisible bubble, right? Well, imagine that bubble is a little bigger for someone using a mobility device. Give them space to maneuver and don't lean on their wheelchair. It's an extension of their personal space, not a coat rack. And for those of you who love petting zoos a little too much, remember this. Service animals are working animals, not furry entertainment. They're trained to assist their handlers, so resist the urge to pet, feed, or distract them. Oh, and one more thing about service animals. Don't ask what the person's disability is. It's personal and frankly, none of your business. Just like you wouldn't ask a stranger about their medical history, don't ask about their service animal. Now, let's talk about accessibility. Imagine planning a trip only to find out that the hotel you booked isn't actually wheelchair accessible. Frustrating, right? That's why it's crucial to do your research beforehand. Check websites, call ahead, and make sure the places you're visiting can accommodate your needs. And if you're unsure about something, don't hesitate to ask. It's better to be safe than sorry. Remember, accessibility benefits everyone, not just people with disabilities. Ramps, for example, are helpful for parents with strollers, people with luggage, even delivery drivers. It's about creating a world that's easier and more convenient for everyone. And speaking of accessibility, let's talk about language. The words we use matter. Instead of saying disabled person, say person with a disability. It's about putting the person first, recognizing that their disability is just one aspect of who they are. And on that note, let's ditch the outdated and offensive terms like handicapped or differently abled. These terms are rooted in stigma and prejudice, and we need to move towards more respectful and inclusive language. Remember, language evolves, and it's our responsibility to keep up. By using person-first language, we're acknowledging the humanity of every individual, regardless of their abilities. Now, let's talk about patience. Traveling can be stressful, and for someone with a disability, it can be even more so. Navigating unfamiliar environment, dealing with unexpected obstacles, it takes time and energy. So if someone needs an extra minute to board the plane or order their food, be patient. A little bit of understanding goes a long way in making someone's travel experience more enjoyable. And finally, remember that everyone is different. Just because you've met one person with a disability doesn't mean you know everything about every person with a disability. Treat each individual with respect, be open to learning, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Remember, the goal is to create a world where everyone feels welcome, included, and respected. And that starts with us, one interaction at a time. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the bigger picture, inclusive tourism. This isn't just about making travel accessible for people with disabilities. It's about creating a world where everyone feels welcome and valued, regardless of their abilities. Imagine a world where hotels have braille menus, museums offer audio descriptions for the visually impaired, and tourist attractions have wheelchair accessible pathways. That's the power of inclusive tourism. It's about breaking down barriers, challenging stereotypes, and recognizing the economic and social benefits of welcoming everyone to the table. Because when everyone has the opportunity to travel, everyone benefits. Businesses thrive, communities grow stronger, and we gain a deeper understanding and appreciation for the world around us. It's a win-win situation for everyone involved. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, hon, but how do we actually make it happen? Well, my friends, it starts with awareness. We need to educate ourselves and others about the importance of inclusive tourism. We need to support businesses that prioritize accessibility, advocate for policies that promote inclusion, and challenge discrimination wherever we see it. It's about creating a culture of empathy and understanding. And remember, inclusive tourism isn't just about physical accessibility, it's about sensory accessibility, cognitive accessibility, and cultural accessibility. It's about creating experiences that are welcoming and enjoyable for everyone. Imagine a museum with sensory-friendly exhibits for people with autism, a tour with clear and concise instructions for people with cognitive disabilities, or a cultural exchange program that celebrates the diversity of human experience. These are just a few examples of the endless possibilities of inclusive tourism. It's about thinking outside the box, challenging our assumptions, and creating a world where everyone feels a sense of belonging. And let's not forget about the power of technology. From accessible websites and apps to assistive devices and software. Technology is breaking down barriers and creating opportunities for people with disabilities to travel independently and confidently. We have navigation apps that provide step-by-step directions in multiple languages, translation apps that facilitate communication across cultures, and ride-sharing services that offer wheelchair-accessible vehicles. Technology is a game changer, and we need to embrace its potential to make travel more inclusive and accessible for everyone. But technology is just one piece of the puzzle. We also need to address the attitudinal barriers that prevent people with disabilities from fully participating in society. We need to challenge the stereotypes and prejudices that limit their opportunities. We need to create a world where people with disabilities are seen as valuable members of society, capable of contributing their talents and enriching our communities. It's about shifting our mindset from charity to equality, and that's where you come in. Each and every one of you has the power to make a difference. You can start by educating yourself about disability rights and inclusive tourism. You can support organizations that are working to create a more just and equitable world for people with disabilities. You can challenge discrimination and advocate for change. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and a collective commitment to creating a better world. But I truly believe that together we can make a difference. We can create a world where everyone, regardless of their abilities, has the opportunity to experience the joy of travel, the thrill of adventure, and the beauty of human connection. It's a world worth striving for. So there you have it, folks. Respectful travel etiquette and inclusive tourism. It's not just about ticking boxes. It's about creating a world where everyone feels welcome, respected, and valued. Remember, a little bit of empathy and understanding can go a long way. Let's all do our part to make travel a joy for everyone. From all of us here at Signal Health Group, thanks for joining me on this journey. Let's make it happen.